Hey YouTube, how y'all doing today? Do not give them access to the new version of you. And believe me, you do not want to do this. You have now set your boundaries and you've removed them from your life, and you do not want to sit there and undo the work that God has done on you. So please do not give them access to the new version of you. And believe me, they will come back. It's a trick of the enemy. I don't know what it is about it, but it's like in the mind of the enemy, it's like this person worked before to tear them down. I'm going to get them to do it again. So you sit there, and because you had a history, a friendship, a marriage, whatever it was, you're kind of like, you might feel all those emotions coming up when they contact you. And they're going to contact you even if you blocked them. Y'all know the old school way, you know how you got somebody blocked and everything like that, and they can dial *67 to sit there and get back in touch with you, and the number comes up as whatever it is, but it's not their number, you know. But luckily for me, sometimes I do not answer calls that are not programmed in my phone. So I don't know about you if you do that or not, but you know, it's gonna be some type of thing. Even if you didn't block them, they're gonna be sitting there like, hey, how you doing? Like ain't nothing happened, like y'all have not been in touch in months or years or whatever it is, but they think that they can just wiggle themselves back into your life. I had a situation recently, and I told y'all about this friendship that I had. And the person actually, you know, we weren't friends anymore and everything like that. And all of a sudden, someone else brought them back into my circle again. And I'm like, okay, right now, God is working on me. I can't even be around this person, and not like, I mean, in physical form too, but I just was not connecting to them anymore. I didn't feel it anymore. It was like I'm not wanting to be around them, their energy or anything else, you know. And while we were sitting there talking to each other and everything, I can feel the energy just bouncing off us. It wasn't matching anymore. And so I was, you know, I talked to them and everything like that, and they wanted to reconnect and be friends again. And like my little self, I was like, oh, okay, we can be friends again and stuff like that. But let me tell you what happened later. I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to call them again. It was like, I mean, it was just like God was just tugging at me like, don't do it and everything like that. Because I knew that when I got back in it, it was going to be the same situation. It was going to be one-sided, and it was going to be all about them. No matter how they presented their self again to me, I knew that the relationship was going to be one-sided. And sometimes I feel in my gut, I still feel a little guilty that I didn't call this person back and everything like that. But I just knew that it wasn't going to work again, you know. And I was like, I can't go back down that road again. I'm sorry if y'all hear a little whining. That's just my little doggy. She ain't little. She big trying to get to me. But yeah, so do not give them access to this new version. God has done too much work on you. You have put in the work as well. You have been working on yourself. You have been putting in those steps every day, whatever they may be, you know, journaling, therapy, exercising, you know, getting a closer connection to God and everything. And you sit there and you get back into one of those relationships, whichever one, and you know the one that sat there and pulled you down. It's not gonna work. One thing about the enemy and his tricks and everything, he knows that once he gets you a second or a third time, he gonna intensify what that person was doing to you and make it like 7 times worse. So that means that all the stuff and crap that you went through with them, just think that now it's finna be 7 times worse. So you're gonna be drugged through the dirt 7 times worse than you were before. And if you hardly made it out of that the first time, think what's going to happen this time. You might not make it out of that. So do not, once you out of it and you're okay, and they always come at the most opportune times when you have leveled up and you're doing good and everything like that. But like I said, you still have that little soft spot and you're like, oh my goodness, I care about them. There's some good inside of everyone. And I do this all the time because there is, believe me, it is. But sometimes when the enemy uses somebody, he intensifies and I hate to say evil because I don't think anything that God makes is evil, but he intensifies the tricks and the manipulation that the person was doing before in them. So yeah, definitely do not allow them access to you at all. And sometimes if it's, like I say, it could be any kind of relationship, but if it was long-term relationships and stuff like that, friendship, you might have a codependency. So that's something there that may need therapy or some type of, I don't even think journaling helps codependency. Honestly, it's something that you're going to have to take up with God and probably get some therapy about, because again, they can enter into your life anytime they want to with codependency. Believe me, I know I've been through the codependency thing. So, and the new version of you actually is not even going to mesh with them. When you're on this higher spiritual vibration and everything, and they're down here, you can see how much of a gap that is. You guys, everything about you has changed. So whatever you were attracted to in them at first, the friend or whatever that used to talk all the time, but you didn't. So that, y'all kind of went together and meshed this time or whatever. Now what it is that you guys are sitting there and you're up here and they're down there. And so they still have that low vibration and you're up here on this high vibration. You're just not going to come together. It's no way. And I mean, your spirits are not even going to match anymore. And I'm like, it's not frustrating or whatever. It's actually enlightening because you kind of see it and you pick it up, and sometimes you're like, what did I ever see in this person? Or why was I friends with this person? You don't even know anymore because that old version of you is gone. So you can't even see the attraction that you had to this person anyway. But you are never, and I mean never, as long as you don't give them access anymore, you're never going to be on the same level anymore unless they're working on themselves. And sometimes they may be, but again, you're still on a different level. And whatever time it took you to get to that level, it may take them that time, or it may even take longer. And sometimes people paths, that's it in life. It crossed for the moment. Like I've always said, some relationships are in your life only for a season. And so if that season is over, let it go. Don't stoop back down to their level. We as older people used to say that all the time, but you're not going to be bringing me down to your level. And I don't care what it was. When they give you that little contact or whatever, and you get happy for a minute, start remembering the old stuff. Check yourself, because the simple fact, you're going to sit there and you're going to be like, oh my goodness, why would I want to put myself in that situation? And then on top of it, I know it's going to be 7 times worse than it was. I'm not going to put myself through that. So you have now built yourself to what, and you're still working on yourself. So which means that you're just going to keep leveling. Lord have mercy, why I can't say that word? Leveling up. And good and well, it's like, hey, I took the time, I healed my heart. So why would you want to open your heart back to that wound again? And it's a wound. It's painful. It was manipulating. It was all these things that made that wound in the first place. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Why I can't talk right. But you don't want to reopen wounds and everything like that. God has healed you of it. And it's like you need to move on and keep pursuing what he has for you, because I know that he has better friends for you in your life, better relationships you have, whether romantic, platonic, whatever it is. But when you're on the new level, you're going to meet those people who are pretty much ordained. And I've seen it now all the time where I get people and I'm like, they're kind of aligned to my purpose. And it's like weird how many people I've met lately who are doing the same things that I'm doing. And that's why I'm like, that's the reason that old person that you were dealing with can't be in your life anymore. They literally are going to drag you down. God will replace them. If you're holding on to the old and everything like that, you cannot open. Look at my hands, they're closed. When you're holding on like this, you're not open to receive those new friendships, the ones that are sitting there and they're going to embrace the new version of you. They're going to love the new version of you. And then on top of it, they're going to help you level up a whole lot more. Nobody in the past that God has released from your life is going to help you get to the next level. Don't think that. And like I said, if it's you sitting there and you thinking that, it may be codependency, because it's no way that God is going to remove somebody from your life and bring them back in unless he has worked on them and they're working on themselves. Because I don't think that old stuff from the past it's a scripture in the Bible talking about putting like old wine into the new wineskin. It doesn't work. So believe me, you guys, do not give these old relationships the new access to the new version of you. You don't want to be dragged down to Team Zero, because you're going to go further down than you did when you were with them. And I know that a lot, because I mean, I thought about it and everything like that. It's like, oh, well, okay, I was married to this person, this, that, and the other, marriage in the Bible. But if that's not the person that God ordained you to be with, nope. My dog, like, she agreeing. She's like, no, do not give them access. I hope y'all have a good day. I know this video is short, but I did want to get out something for you guys and everything like that. I hope y'all have a lovely, beautiful day. Bye-bye.